Wanted a testing 1, 2, 3 to see if there's any activity. There we go, we are live. Should we begin? Then let's bring the background music down. Due to the wonders of technology, I'm here once again with you on a Sunday morning. I want to absolutely welcome you to our Sunday morning live stream service at Unity Orlando. You are very special to us. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are, from your individual places. I spoke with someone this week who said that they didn't have a computer, so both of them were sitting on their patio, each with their own phone, watching me on the phone. Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad you're joining us in any way you can, and I'd like you to feel the presence of everyone else who's connecting right now, because we are connecting. So, welcome to Unity. Let's get this service going, and I'm going to turn it over to Brian, who's going to open with the Joy Song.
All right, good morning. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Thank you, Brian. I feel welcome. I hope you all feel welcome too. We're so glad you're here. The subject this morning is living in the moment. Living in the moment. And I gotta say, that's something we can all use right now. Learning to do a little living in the moment. And maybe from time to time we digress. We go past, we go forward. But real life is right now. So, the major point of this entire talk is life can only be lived in the present. And now, right now, is the most powerful time in your life. You say, no, I was powerful back when, or maybe when I get to this point I'll be powerful. But the truth is, all you can do is live life in the eternal now. If you don't function in the now, your life never changes. You just always long for something else or wish for something that was once. Right now, no matter how boring or restricted it may seem, is when real life is happening. In 2 Corinthians 6:2, Paul writes, "Behold, now is the acceptable time, and behold, now is the day of salvation." It was important that he make this point. So many of the early Christian followers are waiting for the day of salvation, and so do we. We wait until this is going to happen or that's going to happen and life is going to get really good, And he said, don't do that. Don't wait on life to happen. Now is the acceptable time. Now is when the most important thing in your life is happening. Now's the day of salvation. If you remember, about 2 weeks ago, we were going over Jesus' last words on the cross, and one of them had to do with the two thieves that were crucified on either side of him. And what was said back and forth. And if you'll remember, these two thieves represent the past and the future, because they are the thieves of your life. The past. That thief turned to Jesus and he said, if you're the Son of God, make it the way it used to be. Get us off this cross, get us back where we were so we can get about what we used to be doing. Get us out of this spot and go back. And then the other one said, oh, don't do that. This guy's a holy man. And then he turns to Jesus and he says, when you get to your kingdom, remember me. Remember me when you get to your kingdom. He's looking off into the future. He's saying sometime down the road, maybe something good will come out of this. And I get that. But Jesus' response was, today you will be with me in paradise. Bring it in, guys. Move into this moment right now and make the absolute most of it. In the end, life is about focus. There's a lot going on in life, but the quality of your life is determined by where your focus is. When we're reminiscing, we're placing our focus on the past. And quite frankly, it totally robs us of our power to do something now. We just go into the past and say, wasn't it great when that was happening? And the underlying thought is, it ain't so great anymore. And what's really important is realizing it's now. It's now. The past, no matter how fondly we remember it, is gone. It ain't real. It doesn't exist anymore. It's only a memory. And to dwell upon the past is to choose not to dwell on life. Because life happens in the present. That's where the power to change things is. That's where the power to do something about your life is. You say, I can't do that much right now. Whatever you can do, do it now. Wherever you find yourself. The only constructive purpose to memories is to help guide us in what we're doing right now. Memories are extremely valuable for that. That way we don't have to keep making the same mistake over and over. Or we learn that, this would be the better choice. Memories are great for helping to guide us in what we're doing right now. But when we start to get lost in memories, or even long for them, they've robbed us of life in the present. The same is true in the future. If we focus our life on where we're going and never the path that's getting us there, we just plain never get there. Anything that's held in the future, when I get to, goes on forever. I'll be happy when is a comment that I hear so often. And that means you're giving up happiness now. And the only time you can experience true happiness or joy in life is right now. Right now. You say, nothing wonderful's happening. Yeah, what's that got to do with it? You can still be happy now. And what you do in your now is powerful. Worry is one of the main things that allows the future to steal our lives away. We can see where this is going and we're not happy with it. Worry robs you of doing something constructive in the now because you're so caught in, well, it's going to digress. Everything's going to fall apart. Right now, coronavirus is definitely robbing us of some of our now. We're worried about, will I get the illness? We're worried about, will the economy survive? How will I handle it when I'm told I can go back out and do things again? Well, quit worrying about it. Matthew 6:34, those were Jesus' exact instructions. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will look after itself. And get this, I love it the way he says it here. Sufficient for each day is its own trouble. Deal with whatever you got going on today and realize if I can deal with what's going on today, it'll change tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't know. Something good might happen. Something really difficult might happen. But I can't do anything with it today. I once spoke to a woman who was going in for an operation. She had a 50% chance of it helping her. She had back problems. And she said, I cannot take it if this won't work. If this doesn't work, I just can't take it. And I had to say to her, of course you can't, because you aren't there yet. You can't take something that you're not yet facing. That's true for all of us. So worry? Well, worrying about the year ahead is plain not going to do much at all for us. But preparing, that's another story. That's something you do in the now. But worrying. Well, my favorite approach to this is from a movie. I'm a movie buff, so one of my favorite movies is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, right? One of the Harry Potter spin-offs. Okay. But in that, the sidekick guy, there's a main character and the sidekick who is not magical. He's just a normal human being. And his the wizard who's preparing for what's going on starts putting all this protective gear on him. And he says, why do I need this? And the guy says, you'll be fine, don't worry. And the sidekick guy, he says, does anyone ever believe you when you tell them not to worry? And our main character, the hero, he simply responds, my philosophy is that when you worry about something, you go through the pain twice. Jesus' instructions were, don't waste your energy on worry. Kind of like Yoda, do or don't do. don't worry about it. You know, coronavirus is this whole emergency is what's really front and center in our lives. If you tune into news, you can hardly see anything else. But if you think about it, right now so many of us are having to pull our lives in. And in the process, it's as if we are being forced to learn living in the present. Living in the present. So what have I got to say about living in the present in corona isolation? Enjoy your downtime. Before long, we'll be working our tails off trying to get things back up and running properly in our lives. So don't spend your time worrying. Enjoy the gifts of this moment. Maybe it's time to clean the house, work in the yard, take on a new hobby. Learn to do things technologically that we haven't done so well before. That really is helpful right now. Maybe it's time for all of that. Maybe it's time in the now to connect with nature, to spend some time in meditation, to connect with family and friends. And you say, but we're isolated. No, not really. Most of us, many of us, have isolation buddies, right? We have the people that are isolating with us. And if you don't, you also have a phone and internet, Facebook, all these things. And people are actually communicating with each other now more than they have in the past. It's amazing. Well, it's time to do that. And if your big event of the week is going to the grocery store, and you are thinking, this is the most dangerous trip of the week. Well, it's time to quit worrying about it and make it into a game. I have a friend who had to go to the hospital for a little simple procedure. You know, a little thing that wasn't going to take long. She literally made a total game of how could she get in there without subjecting herself to any place that had germs. You know, she used the stairwell rather than the elevator. She used her elbows. She was mask and glove. This was a major adventure, and it went really smoothly. And in the end, it was kind of fun because it was a game. Well, turn it into a game. Enjoy it. The other thing that coronavirus and this isolation is forcing us to do is to enjoy the simple things in the present. So often, unless life is complicated, we think we're not having a good time. But some of the greatest joys and the richest things of life are the simple ones. We just don't stop and experience them at depth as much as we should. The simple things in the present. So, we're going to need to quit obsessing on COVID-19 and enjoy the now. It's very different than the months leading up to it. But that means we need to cherish it while it's here. In Philippians 4:11, Paul wrote, I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therein to be content. Boy, what a lesson that one is. And that's one we could really use right now. I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therein be content. The key to living a powerful, rich, fulfilling life is to accept where you are. Not resist it, but accept where you are at every moment and immerse yourself in the now. Whatever you're encountering, whether you like it or don't like it, The key to living a deep, rich, powerful life is to immerse yourself in what's happening. I do actually have a second key also. And that second key is to get beyond your addiction to excitement and embrace peace. Some people are so addicted to excitement that TV is going to run 24/7, so they've got something going on in the background because peace scares the tar out of them. It's time we reconnect with our peace. This need for noise and excitement, it really is an addiction. And what it does is it makes the rest of life feel empty when it's anything but empty. Coronavirus isolation has us climbing the walls. At least many of us are. But instead, we could be using our time to experience the richness of peace because we have the luxury of having fewer demands than we normally do. We could be feeling the richness of peace, feeling the beauty of nature, and cherishing those who live with us, those who care about us. So, find that place of peace within. You have a place within you of absolute peace. And deeply enjoy spending time in that place. John 14:26, Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you. My own peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid." Peace, not because everything's going right, because really at the moment we're not sure everything is, okay? But peace that comes from your soul. Be at peace. God is in charge, in spite of all the appearances. And all is well. We will get through this. Absolutely. We got to realize that life can be rich even in the quiet times. Not just the excitement, but even in the very quiet times, life can be amazingly rich. If we keep our focus on peace in the now. So let's use this time to explore the richness of silence. I know so often we try to avoid silence. But silence, when you truly hear it, is as awe-inspiring as any great piece of music. Feel the beauty of life, moving through everything in silence. So if we're going to wrap it up together, I'm going to suggest we have 4 steps for living a fulfilling life in the present. Number 1, consciously move your focus into now consciousness by turning away from dwelling on the past and worrying about the future, or turning away from longing for either the past or the future. We got to first pull our attention out of forward and out of backward to right now. Don't escape into past memories. Don't use them for escape from the present. If we're not happy, we want to escape into something that isn't real anymore. Just use those memories to enrich what's happening now. To kind of guide you through them and give you greater insight into what's happening right now. Withdraw from the emotional misery of what may come. Say, okay, if I'm living in the now, how can I get ready for what's going to happen? And I'll say, oh, I have no problem with getting ready. Getting ready is something you do in the now. Prepare. Prepare all you want. That's a now experience. And get into preparing. Just don't lose yourself in the misery of where you think you might have to be going in the future. Don't get caught in the drama of what may come. How does that go? Sufficient for each day is its own trouble. Just deal with what you got to deal with today. What happens in the next few months, we'll deal with that when it happens. And Spirit will be with us to usher us through that. Whether it be surprisingly good or really difficult, Spirit will be with us. So once we have pulled out of the future and out of the past into the now, all that's left to do is to accept where you are, which is the most important thing you can do to live your life in the present. Accept where you are and what you must do, and there's one more piece, and enjoy it. Say, but I've got to wash the dishes. Well, enjoy washing the dishes. I've got to sit in this chair. Well, enjoy sitting in that chair. Choose to be in the now and enjoy it. Don't think to yourself, I will be happy when I get out of this chair. I'll be happy when I can run all over the place again. I'll be happy when, because that's just declaring I'm giving up all joy in the present. If you can experience joy now, imagine how much more joy you can go when things actually start going your way. You'll be stronger than you ever realized you were. So do what you need to do right now. If it's track down toilet paper, I never thought I'd see the day when we have to worry about whether there's going to be toilet paper in the stores. If that's what you got to do today, then do it. But enjoy the trip. If you got to isolate, don't go, I hate isolation. No. Take some time to deepen your relationship with God. You and God, you're never isolated. I am never alone, for the Father is always with me. We need to follow the Master's words. Now, I'm going to digress for just a moment, because accepting where you are involves accepting what society has done and every decision that's made and all that's going on out there. We just got to accept it and go through it. So, as I digress, I'm going to give you my perspective for a moment, and I'm a little different than a lot of people. You know, as far as I'm concerned, we didn't do this the way I would have. I'm pretty sure we closed the barn doors after the cows got out. And I'm not at all sure. Oh, well, we'll leave it at that. Let's just say, had it been my choice and I ruled everybody's life, which I don't, I'd have leaned towards the approach that Sweden took. They don't seem to be hit any worse than anybody else. However, keeping that in mind, this step is about accepting where you are and enjoying it. Our society chose the path we're on. And whether you like it or not, you are part of this society. So it's time to quit resisting what we're doing. It's time to realize we're going to learn from it. And maybe while we're learning, we ought to enjoy the path that society has chosen. This was our choice. It was the world's choice. Almost everyone in the world chose very much what we're doing. Only a few places digressed. So let's do it. Let's do it well. Let's put on the gloves and masks and let's isolate until we're told we can go out again. And when we go out again, let's try to be careful. Let's try to follow the rules. Let's do the path that's been laid out in front of us. We can do it. And let's quit complaining about it. Let's just do it. Okay? It's time to just do it. I wouldn't have done it this way, and I'm willing to give up complaining about how it's been done and say, hey, society chose it, and I'm into it. That's where we're going. That's what we're doing. I'm having a good time with my downtime. Even if sometimes it's just me and God. Well, we're going to get through this. And the reason we're going to get through it, in 1 John 4:4, 1 John 4:4, this is the epistle of John. John writes, that which is in you is greater than that which is in the world. We each need to know that. If it gets difficult, there is something inside of you that will rise, and you will handle it. And it may not get nearly as difficult as our imagination seems to think it could. At the end of every day, we need to ask ourselves this question. If this were my last day on earth, in this life, the last day of this life, you remember those crazy prayers? Now I lay me down to sleep, if I should die before I wake. Why would we teach kids that? But let's say, if I die before I wake, if this were the last day, would we be able to say, I lived it well? Make sure you can say that every single day. So, first, you bring in from the future, you pull in from the past. 2, accept where you are and choose to enjoy it, no matter what your opinions are. Number 3 and 4 are 2 quick practices that will bring you into the depths of the present and the tremendous power in the now. The first practice is to draw your energies into the now by expanding your awareness of everything around you at this moment. What do I mean? I mean, when you're feeling bored, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling upset, to move yourself into the now, immediately look at everything around you. We normally ignore 3/4, maybe 90% of the beauty that's around us. See color, see how rich color is. Feel the feeling in the air, see shape, see order. Become aware of all the little things and what's around you, what's happening. If you become super aware, you cannot be bored. There's too much. It's too rich. It's too full. So if it's boring, immediately become extremely aware. It takes an effort, because we're so used to sliding through and paying attention to nothing. Take the effort to experience how beautiful nature is right now, how wonderful everything is, and notice it all. And the last step, which is the second spiritual practice, I'm simply going to call Be Here Now. There was a book by Ram Dass, it was published in 1971, called Be Here Now. That describes a spiritual state. Be here now. And you start the process by learning to be, not just do. Sometimes when we're not doing, we're not running around. If it's not covering as much surface as possible, as quickly as possible, we're unhappy. And when things slow down and we're not doing, being is sitting in one place and feeling the depth of life, the absolute depth of everything around you. So practice being. Find that place of peace within you. It's there. Within every single one of us, there is that absolute place of peace. Find it and dwell there. Feel the beauty all around you and savor its richness. I was just saying to Linda a few minutes ago, it's as if the air is even cleaner and more beautiful than it normally is this time of year. Don't miss that. And finally, enjoy silence. Turn everything off once in a while and just listen to the silence. And as you do, sense life moving through everything in silence. That all leads you to that ultimate experience of be here now. Be content. Totally content in this moment. That is the most powerful thing you can do with this moment. Be content. Now we're going to do the meditation at the end so that we can practice this. So let's take a deep breath. Sigh it out. We're going to close our eyes and center ourselves. So let's bring everything to the center by affirming there is one presence. There is one power in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent. And I live and move and have my being within the wonderful sea of that presence. We release the past, where we've been. We release the future, where we're going. In this moment, we accept where I am. Life is glorious. Right where I am. Even with the excitement dying down all around me, there's nothing boring about the glory of life. Feel its depths, its richness. Life. Be alive. We don't need to do anything. We don't even need to think it all out. Be and be at peace. Travel deep within. Move within. to the center of who you are. Peace. Be still. And hear that call from the center of your soul. Be still and know that I am God. I am the presence within you. So dwell in the peace. Love the peace. Feel the beauty all around you. For the glory of God is shining through all of life, whether we pay attention or not. And right now, let's be here now. Feel the beauty, the glory of life. The feeling in the air. The richness of this beautiful globe upon which we draw our life. This physical existence that we get to go through, feel how wonderful and how rich it is. And underneath all the hubbub that the world will provide, feel the silence. That connecting link. The silence of spirit moving through everyone and everything. There's always noises, even when everything seems to be quiet. So underneath the things going on in the background, underneath the music, underneath the sound of my words, hear the silence. Silence of God moving. And as you feel God moving even through you, be content in this moment. I am content to dwell in the glory of life, however it is manifesting in this moment. Father, for thy presence which truly makes this life worth living, for thy presence which fills our world with beauty and a sense of deep richness, for thy presence everywhere present, and this moment that we experience it, for all of that, we are truly grateful. Thank you, God. Amen. Well, we've done things a little differently this week, but that should keep you on your toes. It's our offering. It's time for our offering. So, by now you're probably getting the hang of this, but I need to go over it again. You can give your offering to Unity Orlando by going to our homepage. As soon as we're done with this service, go to the homepage and click on the Donate Now link, and you can choose PayPal, and through it you can use a credit card or a debit card. And a number of you have chosen to mail them in, so you can pick up the physical address and mail in your offering. But in either case, whatever it is that you're choosing to give as your symbol of your gratitude to God, well, we're going to bless it. So here we go. We're going to affirm divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, and all the good I give and receive. Together, we're going to do it again. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God. Amen. And I want to deeply thank you for supporting Unity Orlando through this unique challenge that every single one of us is facing in some way. Your offerings, either online or through the mail, are what keeps us alive. And we are immensely grateful to each of you for keeping us going until we can physically meet together again. Know that we surround you all in light and love. And now we're going to bring to the high point of the service. I'm going to turn it back over to Brian to present his selection of a special piece of music.
If this life is one act, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our path when we just want to be free. I wanna waste my days making up all kinds of ways to worry about some things that will not happen to me. So I'll just let go of what I know I don't know, and I only do this only by living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment. I'm letting myself off the hook for things I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. And I'm letting go my thoughts that do not make me strong. And I believe this way can be the same for everyone. And if I fall asleep, I know you'll be the one who'll always remind me to live in the moment, live my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, and I can walk through life facing backwards. I have tried. I tried more than once to just make sure, and I'm denied the future I'd been searching for. I spun around and searched no more, 'cause I'm living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, 'cause I'm living in the moment.
That was great, Brian. Thank you. Thank you so much. He puts the life back in the service. Okay, now, before I close off, I just have a couple of quick things to say. The first is preparation is something you do in the now, and what I want to tell you is a little bit about how we're preparing for how things may go as we evolve. We don't know when we're going to open our physical services again. We don't know exactly when that's going to take place. But I kind of expect that even when we do open services, people will drift back slowly depending on how comfortable they are with going out and mixing with crowds again. Some are going to be here immediately, and others may wait a little while. So we are making plans for how we're going to start our services. And when we start, this isn't going to be completely over when we start meeting again. So consequently, we're going to do as much social distancing as possible when we return to our gatherings. We're going to, number one, dispense with the greeting time. That's probably not going to happen for a while. And recognize also there's usually room to spread out. At 9:15, it's certainly true. And even at 11, there's usually enough to spread out so that we're not right on top of each other. We'll try to keep touching to a minimum. I want you to realize that every one of you is very dear to us. So we're going to be careful when we do physically open up services again. Now, additionally, I said not everybody's going to come back immediately. So we intend to continue live streaming our services so that those who do not immediately feel comfortable with coming back from our crowd can continue to join us on Sunday mornings in a way that they're comfortable with. Besides, I gotta tell you, live streaming has reconnected us with a number of our former congregants who simply cannot get here on a Sunday. Some have moved away, some can't get here for this reason or that, and each of them has been emailing in and saying how wonderful it is to reconnect with us. We want that to continue so that you can continue in your unity experience either in person as we physically gather or online. Both of us together, all of us together, whether we're here or scattered around in our own places. So we look forward to seeing you in person. That'll be good. That'll be wonderful. But our deepest desire is for your health and safety. We hold you in the light, and we see you healthy and protected through everything you're going through right now. In terms of announcements, Reverend Ronnie conducts a Wednesday meditation time at 4:30 on Facebook. If you miss it, you can download it on YouTube at a little later time. And through our website, you can listen to any previous Sunday lesson you missed. It's actually, we have years up there. So you can go back and catch up on anything you missed off YouTube. Just hit the website where you listen to a lesson, and it'll take you there and you can choose whichever one. Next Sunday, my title is A Life Worth Living. Well, it's that time. Let's see if we can close off. I'm going to turn it to Brian to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth, and let it begin with me, everyone.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, family all are we. my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week.